Okay, so now I'm going to talk about my sleeping supplies. I just want to preface this with, yes, I have some animal skins, people. These were sheep skins that I bought at IKEA years and years ago. I'm making really good use of them. I know people are against furs and stuff like that. We did, eat these animals. They were used. It wasn't that they were manufactured for their fur. I now would only really buy skins like leathers and furs used if I could. I bought a used sheepskin jacket as well. And honestly, you could buy that and cut it down and use it as a sleeping pad. Those are often found in thrift stores or online resellers. I found one on eBay. So that's what I have in Germany. But here, I'm reusing my old IKEA stuff that I bought. So I have one of these throws, which is really soft and fluffy. It's great to use. I used it one night when it got really cold. I kind of wrapped it around the foot end of my sleeping bag. My sleeping bag is very warm, but just my feet were cold. So I used that and it really insulated myself. It's also really soft and good to sleep on top of. In like my hip area. Sometimes I want to sleep on my side. I do not have a mattress pad. I am just sleeping directly on my car's floor, but my car is pretty soft. I'm sleeping on the backs of seats and upholstery. There is a layer of carpeting. Actually, there's 2 layers of carpeting, and then there are these wool blankets. I have a brown one and this blue plaid one that I lined the car with to keep it protected and also keep me warm and insulated. So that's what I sleep on. And then, of course, warm nights, I can sleep on top of the sleeping bag and just use a blanket. Colder nights, I'm actually in the bag. But this pad, so this helps with a little bit of padding or warmth. I just have one. I imagine if I did this in much colder weather, I would probably have to get some more of these. I've seen people have 2 or 3 underneath them, but this is working for me now. So that's a pad. And then I have a pillow, same material from IKEA. They made a pillow and it's stuffed with just a feather pillow. I have wrapped though this wool scarf over, or not wool scarf, sorry, silk scarf over it because the silk naturally keeps me cool and it's been warm. So I throw this on as like a makeshift pillowcase because this little fuzzy stuff gets really, really warm. So I imagine in the winter I would sleep on the fuzzies, but right now it's spring summer time, so I have it wrapped in silk. So that's that. Then, thank you, my father left me this when he passed away. Well, he didn't specifically leave it for me, but it's what I'm using now. It is a down sleeping bag rated for very cold temperatures. I got, obviously I wanted one that was rated for very cold temperatures because in the warmth you can just use it as a pad, and if it does get really cold, it's something that you have, and I didn't want to have multiple ones. I just needed one. So that's the sleeping bag. It's by the North Face. It's a really old vintage one, but it still works fabulously. So their stuff is good. Well, I don't know about their new stuff, but if you find a vintage one, snag it. Then I have a blanket. I have several blankets. This is one my mom had got at the thrift store. It has a really cool cactus kind of Indian print. So southwestern print, we would say. So this is cool, and this is good because it's like a fleece. Maybe it has wool. I don't know. It had some holes in it. But this is good because it stays very warm, but it's also light. So it's good for all weathers. Then I have another blanket. This one I don't really use for sleeping, although if I got really cold, it could be a layer. This is my picnic blanket, something my mom got in Mexico back when she was my age, and I'm borrowing it from her. And then a cotton fleece sheet. This sheet is huge. I swear it was like for a king or queen size bed. But this is great, multi-purpose to use to wrap myself up with in the car, use as a blanket, even use it as a shade to attach to some poles and makeshift tent, whatever. So those are all my supplies for sleeping: pillows, sleeping bag, couple of blankets, and some pads. And that's all I need.